I bow to the Almighty in my mind, speech, and body. Vanakkam, a quick recap. We have seen that Tamil originates from a very old but advanced civilization, and the language is currently spoken in many regions in Asia. To learn this language, we start with the Ezhuthukkal or alphabets and move to Nigandu, Ilakkanam, and Tarkam. We saw that there are a total of 399 Ezhuthukkal or alphabets in this language, and we will be learning the 247 Ezhuthukkal with distinct symbols. The Ezhuthukkal are classified into Mudal Ezhuthukkal or the foundation letters and Sarbu Ezhuthukkal or the dependent letters. The Mudal Ezhuthukkal are further divided into Uyir Ezhuthukkal or life letters or the vowels and Mei Ezhuthukkal or the body letters or the consonants. There are totally 10 types of Sarbu Ezhuthukkal, and we will focus on the two types, the 214 Uyirmai Ezhuthukkal and 1 Ayudha Ezhuthu. Today we will start with the Uyir Ezhuthukkal. Why do we have to start with the Uyir Ezhuthukkal? Why not start with the Mei Ezhuthukkal? I will give you the reason in a bit. The Uyir Ezhuthukkal, as we saw earlier, are 12 in number and they form the vowels of the language. Now, just as how the alphabets in English language are arranged in a certain order, A, B, C, D and so on, the 12 Uyir Ezhuthukkal are also arranged in a particular order, and this order is called as the Nedum Kanakku or Agaradi or Agara Varisai. There is a close relationship between the way the Uyir Ezhuthu is pronounced and the Nedum Kanakku. Okay, so how do we pronounce the Uyir Ezhuthukkal? Whenever we make a sound, any sound, air comes from inside our body to the chest, the throat, neck, and finally comes out through either the mouth or the nose. Let's check this by saying some Ezhuthukkal. Let's say A. When you say A, the air comes through the mouth. Ka. Again it comes through the mouth. There is another letter called the Nga, and that has a nasal sound and the air comes through the nose. Im. Again the air comes through the nose. More specifically, the air that is responsible for creating the sound is called as the Udana Vayu, and this originates in the stomach area. Now, the sound that is thus created causes vibrations that can be felt in different areas such as the chest or the throat or neck or nose or the head, and as a result different sounds can be created. For instance, when you say A, the maximum vibration is felt in the throat, as opposed to saying another Ezhuthu like Nga. When you say Nga, the vibrations can be felt in the nose, or when you say Ka, the vibrations can be felt in the chest. Ka. So depending on the areas where the sound particles vibrate, different sounds are created. And the sound that is so created can be further altered by the use of our body parts such as the lips, the tongue, the teeth and the palate or the roof of the mouth. I will refer to these parts as our natural instruments. Using these natural instruments, the air that comes out can be obstructed or manipulated to create new sounds. For example, while saying A, we can get an oo or e sound just by changing the shape of the lips. You can try. A, oo, e. That's funny. I sound like the fish Dory who speaks whale language in Finding Nemo. But you get the idea, right? Okay. So the 12 Uyir Ezhuthukkal are born in the throat area, and the air that comes out is unobstructed. And just by varying the circumference or the shape of the lips, these 12 sounds are created. But the 18 மெய் எழுத்துக்கள் on the other hand will require us to obstruct the airflow using the natural instruments. Now, in order to learn this subject in the increasing order of complexity, that is, we first understand the simpler things and build on top of that and understand the more complicated ones. And this is the right approach to learning. So, in order to go in that way, the unobstructed sounds are placed first, and that's what we learn first, and then we learn the obstructed sounds. And that is why we start learning the உயிர் எழுத்துக்கள் first. Also, I have already mentioned about the book called Tolkappiyam, which is an authority on Tamil grammar. There is one more book called as the Nannul, which is also an authority on Tamil grammar. Both these books teach us the உயிர் எழுத்துக்கள் first for these reasons, and that's the order we will follow. Now we can proceed to see how to create these sounds. What is the natural sound that comes out of our human body without any manipulations? Let's try. It is the sound that you get when you simply open your mouth wide and make a sound. And that sound is ah. Ah. And this is the first உயிர் எழுத்து. Among the many important information about this sound ah, I will touch upon one significant fact. You see, the entire universe as we see it, the trees, the objects, people, air, water, everything that we know as our universe is made out of atoms, which consist of protons, electrons, and neutrons, and other subatomic particles which we are still discovering. But one thing we all agree is they are all vibrations, and vibrations are nothing but sound. The primordial vibration in the universe is the vibration of the sound ah. And it is from this fundamental vibration ah, all the other vibrations are born. In language too, by twisting the sound of ah using our natural instruments, all of the other sounds are born. And when I say all other sounds, I mean the sounds of all the languages. So, all the alphabets of all the languages are born from this primordial sound ah. And that is the reason why Hindus consider the chant Om as sacred. Om is nothing but a combination of ah, u, im, Om. And the first syllable in Om is ah, because that is the vibration of creation. Now the Tamil ancestors, they took this primordial sound of the universe and they made it as their first alphabet. So the first உயிர் எழுத்து is ah. Now let us see how to represent this in the symbol or the written form. Now the symbol of ah is equally interesting. All the letters of all the languages can be boiled down to 4 basic strokes: the standing line, the sleeping line, the circle, and the semicircle. And all the letters are variations of these 4. If a child has mastered the 4 components, he or she can easily write any letter in any language easily. And interestingly, the எழுத்து ah has all the components in it. So if you can learn to write ah, you will be able to write all the other letters easily. And that is why we first start to learn to write the first letter ah. Now let us practice writing this எழுத்து. Let me also take my pen. Okay, we start with a small circle that goes clockwise and continue it to a semicircle. Then we add a sleeping line and finish with a standing line. Once again, we start with a small circle that goes clockwise. We continue it to a semicircle. And now we extend that to a sleeping line and finish with a standing line. And this is how we write the first உயிர் எழுத்து ah. And I encourage you to practice this at home, and we will finish off this session here. I understand that this has been a very detailed session on just one single எழுத்து. But there is more to learn about the A, and I've only scratched the surface. But it is necessary to have a good grasp of the fundamentals so that we can appreciate the language better and also have a peek into the mind of the creators of the language. But don't worry, we can go a little faster with the other எழுத்துக்கள். And let's finish off here, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you. Nandri Vanakkam.